までお下がりください。
Ladies and gentlemen, please stand behind the yellow line on the platform at all times for your safety.
Come on, what did she just tell you? Persona 3 the movie #1 Spring of Birth is a ridiculously long name. It is also a psychological action film based on the game Persona 3 by Atlus. The anime, however, was done by AIC, known for their work on Persona 4 the Animation, Data Live, and Boku wa Tomodachi ga Sukunai, otherwise known as Higurashi. But without further ado, I present the anime review of Persona 3 the movie Spring of Birth. As the name states, this is the first of many films. Persona 3 is by no means a short game, and it can't really be condensed down to just a single film. So in order to provide a complete experience, Spring of Birth covers a select character arc encompassing the first few events of the game. This arc involves our protagonist Yuki Makoto coming to the city of Iwatodai, going to school, hanging out with his dorm mates, eating, sleeping, and generally living out a full 25/7 week. Yeah, you heard me. The members of the Iwatodai dorm, otherwise known as the Specialized Extracurricular Extermination Squad or the CEAS, are able to experience what is known as the Dark Hour, an extra 25th hour of the day where creatures known as shadows roam around. The CEAS are able to summon the manifestations of their souls, ghostly creatures known as Persona. In this 25th hour, our characters investigate the center of the Dark Hour mystery, the Great Tower Tartarus, only appearing during this period. That's the general premise of what's going on here, and the aim of the film is to introduce us to these concepts, world, and characters. But despite it only being one small slice of a longer story, from the very start you're seeing the ideas and themes it encompasses, namely the idea of death. It's not particularly common to start a film with suicide, but they went ahead and did it anyway, creating this confronting scene from the very start. However, this is about as far as it goes. There's an attempt at creating a dark tone throughout, but there's no reference point. There is no calm before the storm here. Even with Junpei, who's meant to be a comic relief character, it's very restrained. This means that whenever the film wants to actually show something dark and impactful, it just doesn't have nearly the same effect. What I'm looking for is something more along the lines of Persona 4 the Animation in terms of deliberate tone inconsistency. We need to have the lighter moments to keep in mind as the very same characters go through hell. It's the Higurashi philosophy to narrative structure, and it works so damn well. But even with this tone awkwardness, as the first film in the series, it sets everything up exceptionally. Not only did it show off the personas and the way the gameplay has been adapted, but it also demonstrated the ongoing message and most importantly, introduced us to the characters. Welcome the star of the show, Makoto Yuki. How's it going, Yuki? Up to any crazy adventures?
I want to kill myself. Painfully. So I can feel again.
So as you can probably tell, our cover character here is not at all your bubbly, friendly protagonist. Being adapted from the playable character, there was many ways Makoto Yuki could have been interpreted, and this angle, despite being a dramatic one, is far more interesting than a blank yes man, and allowed them to actually introduce an original character arc with original new scenes. There's this clear darkness to his characteristics, and that doesn't let off for comedic effect, and it's somewhat of a sorry sight to see, and is intriguing. This sort of added characteristics makes the film a new experience for even the most die-hard Persona 3 fans expecting a mere adaptation. The rest of the cast follow true to their source material and offer various perspectives on simple concepts like the nature of heroism and forgiveness. It's a cast of so many different personalities who have come together and now must work out how to be a team and hold steadfast in this potentially pointless quest. And there's character opposites and character conflicts brewing. Junpei is made to feel like he's worthless, Yukari doesn't have the confidence to do what needs to be done, Fuka's an emotional wreck who must show a brave face, Mitsuru is a leader who accepts responsibility for everything even when she can't handle it, and Akihiko just doesn't give a fuck. Take these complex characteristics, throw them together, and we see some really interesting character conflict and exploration, all patterned with various resolutions. Persona 3 has instant value when animated with any level of quality. With the cutscenes from the game being an unsatisfying job from Studio Sunrise, AIC definitely picks up the pace, and Yuki's summoning scene is maddeningly unforgettable. Compare this to the bland cutscene from the game, and it's something that you can value in itself. Scenes taking place in dungeons and involving battle animation can be impressive, and the art design overall sets the stage for each location, with this heavy overhead orange lighting being an instant clue that, hey, they're in the dorms, and the fantastic green tints demonstrating the dark hour. I enjoy the art design here so much that I have compiled a bunch of 1080p screenshots from the film that I think would make great desktop wallpapers. I've provided a link to them in the description. It's not just lighting either, enemy and persona designs are represented with such presence and intense mystery that they are visually compelling and exciting. The human character designs are consistent and their necks are regular sized. Yes, character designer Watanabe Keisuke has taken the revolutionary approach of not making our cast into freakish giraffe-human hybrids. For those with no idea what I'm on about, this is what our cast looked like in the game. Though, whilst the character designs weren't taken from Persona 3, there is so much more on offer, namely the music and gameplay design. If there was one thing that bugged me about Persona 4 the animation, it was how the battle system was interpreted. Characters didn't attack on their own, and their persona just floated around ahead of them like Pokemon. Here in Spring of Birth, however, they have taken into account that persona only ever appear when needed for a specific attack, and they need to constantly be resummoned. It's just simple things like this that work to engage the already established fanbase. And of course, there is no way I would forget about one of my favourite composers out there. Shoji Meguro is here to present us with the existing soundtrack of Persona 3 mixed with a whole new set of original tracks for this film. Fantastic action tracks, compelling lighter background music, it all just works to provide the best possible viewing experience. And yes, I am definitely looking forward to his work on Persona 5. To call Persona 3 Spring of Birth amazing would be excessive, but it certainly is brilliant. It's everything you may want from an adaptation to Persona 3 and does offer a great new experience for new viewers. It's something that I believe any audience will find interesting, and most importantly, it leaves you wanting more. The art presentation, interesting animation, background character cameos, character exploration, it all just makes for a great watch. It's just the issues with tone and atmosphere that end up demonstrating unfulfilled potential in places. That aside though, Jack Frost's in it. Look at that happy little bastard. Persona 3 the movie Spring of Birth is available to import from Aniplex. Limited editions are also available. Thanks for watching The Canipa Effect, a review of the sequel, Persona 3 the movie number 2 A Midsummer Night's Dream, will be released soon.